Hey, what's up everybody? Before I get started on showing this Robinhood sword by Marto, Spain. Anyways, seems to be a lot of variations of it, and on the year this one was made, I don't know. And I'm assuming that it might have been a limited edition because it wasn't easy to find any for sale, let alone just pictures of it. As I'm thinking this is the one that's gold plated for all the metal parts on the handle, and then also deep etched on the blade when it comes to all the characters, as it's got Robin Hood characters on each side of it. Otherwise, beautiful sword. I'd say the only thing that I don't like, which I really wonder how long this one's been around, some of the gold has worn off. So, not the best plating that they used. And on that, I say a lot of different variations. I don't know if these other ones are gold plated, but they've got some to where it'd be all gold, and then just the background areas on the crossguard and everything will have maybe like red paint in the background or whatever, just to highlight stuff. And then also on the handle, the leather straps going around it, different colors on some. Otherwise, the variations I'm finding mostly for sale now are the ones to where I'm thinking a little bit cheaper on the price, but if you like stuff that's all hand painted, everything's been hand painted. All the characters and stuff are all hand painted, just different colors, and it does look really nice. It's just, how long is that paint going to stay on it? It would be something where you'd want to hang it up or put it in a display case and not touch it. Was, man, for what I paid. Oh, I don't care if some of the gold is coming off. It's still a beautiful sword. And man, my pawn shop had no clue on this one. I got it for $30 freaking. It's probably at least a $300 sword. Because Marto, man, they're one of the best, and their swords are not cheap. They make beautiful swords. Like, if you want to get all the ones for Conan, the original movie swords and stuff, that's where you go. Or a Highlander. I'll have to find it again because it's kind of an amusing video of this dude trying to show off the sword. They've got, maybe still got, the Kurgan sword from Highlander, and it is freaking huge. This guy's literally just double-handing it, trying to show it off, and I mean, just the cross guard on it is just huge. Because that dude is tall as all hell, so they just made him a big, freaking menacing sword. And also, I guess there's a switch on one side of the pommel that you just slide up and down, and it's got the little knives that would pop out, just like the movie. The only thing that would be cooler is if it came apart, just like the movie, where he's taking it out of the briefcase or whatever, and just, it's like it's all magnetic, so it just pieces together. Then he's spinning it on the floor before the prostitute scene or whatever. That just cool stuff, man. They make such cool stuff. I'll be lucky if I find another sword like this made by Marto. They got in a bunch more fantasy swords last time I went there, but they were all the usual cheaper quality. They do occasionally get some windlass in if it's a good collection, but usually it's just the low budget fantasy swords or stuff for like cosplay or whatever. Otherwise, let's see. Hopefully this camera will pick up some of the detail. It seems to do okay zooming in and out on the new computer. That's why I'm out here. I couldn't get my Microsoft camera to get that fine detail. That's where it just really stands out. The detail on this is beautiful. And also, other than Marto has different variations of this sword, I also saw knockoffs of it. In fact, I think I saved the eBay link. Just so you guys know, I'll just post it. Hopefully it's still up. Where it flat out says China on the blade, and it looks like they got this sword and just made a really crappy copy of it by molding it or whatever. The detail, you can tell. They took the original and made a mold, and it's just everything looks heavier. And then the handle just looks off, like they screwed up on it or something. And what's crazy as they were wanting about the same price that this goes for. So they were out to rip somebody off. And I'm pretty sure it was eBay. So, let's see. This is also a big freaking sword. Anyways, in case the camera doesn't pick it up, this side on the cross guard, it's a couple angels blowing horns, a couple of deer, and then some knives, daggers going through the deer. And then each side has a coat of arms, which this side has what appears to be 3 kitties. So the coat of 3 kitties. Totally fucking metal. And then just all the metal bands on the handle have a lot of detail. The top of the guard has a lot of detail. The bottom of it is just bare. And then on one side it just says, yeah, it has a little copyright symbol and then Marto. And then on the side it's got the kitties. It says Earl of Huntington. And then that's where on the blade, this one right above where the etching starts for all the characters and stuff, it says made in Spain. And then it's got the sheriff, Will Scarlet, and Maid Marian. And where the vines come together, there's a little area in between where I'm pretty sure this is a logo for Marto. I'd swear I saw it on one of the newer ones where it's more all hand painted, where they changed it up just a little bit. Then on the other side, the only difference on the cross guard is instead of the 3 kitties, it's a cross for the coat of arms. And then same thing, it shows the, what I'm assuming is the Marto logo in between the top vines. And it's got John Little, Friar Tuck, and then Robinhood on the bottom. And if this is the deep etched, all the detail on the etching on how they did it on the blade really pops. It's nice dark etching, so everything stands out really good. And then on the pommel on this one, on this side, just says Robin of Locksley. And on where the gold plating is starting to wear off, it's more around on the outer trim of the crossguard and stuff. Not too bad on the handle itself. The pommel still has most of the gold. Like I say, it depends on how they did it. Like I say, I have no idea when this one was made. Oh, and then each side on the pommel has a green stone of some sort. Yeah, green. Some of the other ones, I think it was blue. Just depends on which variant you get. Otherwise, try to hold this up here. Come on, man. Zoom in. Does not want to zoom in good. Well, that's about as good as I'm going to get. Like I say, man, the detail is just freaking beautiful. And then on the blade, some nice etchings of the characters. And where I was talking about the Marto logo, I'm thinking it's right there on each side. Like I say, also the top. Just all over. This thing is just loaded with details. It's freaking beautiful. And as you see, I'm holding it like this, so not sharp. I think the way they work it, I don't think you can buy these directly from the Marto website. I think you can just look at them, and then they just send you to maybe like 3 retailers. I think it was 2 for America and maybe 1 for the UK. And then depending on where you get it from, maybe you can get it sharpened, maybe you can't. And on that, really, if you got it hanging up, you'd have to tell somebody outright that it's not sharp. I mean, looking at it, they got it thinned down enough to where it's ready to have an edge on it, but it's just enough to make it look like it's sharp until you start grabbing the blade. Show this to you guys better. Characters. You can say right above there is where it says made in Spain. And then, show you guys where the Marto stamp is. Yeah, right there. To show. Start knocking shit over. Yeah, it's right there. That seems to be in the same spot on all of them. Yeah, in fact, I think some of them, where it says made in Spain, some of them just says made by Marto in Spain or whatever, where it's a little bit fancier. Like I say, the etching on it, they've changed it up a little bit on some of the newer ones. Very long blade. And I don't know if it's going to show up in the video or not. I haven't polished it up yet. That's pretty much all the blade needs is good polish. I think everybody at the store was handling it. And one thing that's nice. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it's been a stressful year because the logo's right in front of my dumbass. That is their logo. It shows it on the blade cover. I didn't even notice. Yeah. Yeah, it's an actual Marto branded blade tip cover. And the tip is a bit sharp there, so yeah, if it hit your floor, at least this would stop it from going at least maybe halfway through. Otherwise, yeah. It says Marto across there, and that is the logo. And then, I wonder what that is. Maybe that's the... Jeez, is it that old? There's a star right there that says, it ain't going to show up, but it says 88 on it. I don't know what the 88 is for. They've been around for a long damn time. I can't see this being from 88, man. That means if it's from 1988, if that's what the star's for, that means this thing's been well taken care of to where, yeah, some of that gold may be coming off. I'll have to research that and see. It just busts me up. That for this, beautiful. Just looking at it, I mean... They should have known this was an expensive sword just looking at it. I don't know why they had it for $30. That's just crazy to me. That's where I'll catch them slipping up. I was happy to pay what I did for the other one that was made from a windlass. That was, I think, $60 I paid for it. So twice as much, maybe a little more. But funny that they'd have the most expensive one cheap. Some of the swords they had in there this time, I mean, they were cheap swords, like Pakistan made or just cheap China made swords. And it's like, I think somebody just goes on the full-on Bubba awesomeness of this freaking big-ass knife. So it's like they go on coolness or awesomeness or something when they price stuff. They don't go on the actual freaking value of the sword. It's like they had a big freaking Claymore type sword that I almost picked up, and I wasn't going to pay $70 for it because I could tell it was China made or just a cheap make. It's just the typical to where all this was brass, and then it had the really big freaking pommel that was brass. But where it came down on the blade, where it's usually got that pointy part coming off the cross guard, one side they screwed up big time to where it was off like a freaking good centimeter. It just didn't look good. But that one they had $70 on because it was big. So, I don't know. They're charging for Bigley. Bigley's getting expensive. I live in Arizona. Need I say more? But it allows me to get cool shit like this. Otherwise, people, I don't know when they're going to show up. I'm hoping that they'll show up this week. But I used to get stuff from Smoky Mountain Knife Works years ago. They were a great place to get old bayonets, real ones, not repros, for cheap. Because I don't know if they said they're the biggest or one of the biggest knife stores in the world. It's like a Walmart that has all the knives. Super Walmart. Super mega 10 sandwich eating size Walmart. Loaded full of freaking knives and other stuff. If there was one place that I want to go to where I'd be like a kid at Toys R Us, that would be it. In fact, if you guys look up Smoky Mountain Knife Works here on YouTube, there's a guy that gives about a 9 or 10 minute video just a tour through it. Oh man, awesome stuff. Awesome. Oh, if you like knives, guns, rocks, relics, they got a section that's just rocks and relics, man. You get actual dinosaur bones, pieces of dinosaur bone or whatever. Buy that legally there, and then they got some that are on display. And just really cool freaking place. And some of it's museum too, so that's what makes it so big. So that's definitely one on my bucket list or whatever, or if I could, I'd love to go there, because man, it looks like a fun place just to go to. If you're into knives and stuff, they just got everything you can think of. Anyways, they always had kick-ass sales, and for some reason, I decided to check them out again, and holy crap, they had a good freaking deal on Balisong knives. And man, they must have bought a ton of them or something and got a really good wholesale price on them, just for mass quantities. But yeah, I'll be showing those soon enough. I got one of each type that they had on sale, and they give you a choice of the large blade Bali that I think is just over 4 inches long on the blade, and then they got a short version which is around 3 inch or whatever. So depends on what you want there, but they're both on sale for dirt freaking cheap, at least so far. And then they had some others that were on sale too, but they were just a little bit more expensive. So it's kind of like, man, once I looked these up, oh, it was a steal. It's one of those things to where if you go to the website that makes them or whatever, the actual website, they were both still over $100 sale price. So I'll be throwing that out on the price. Hopefully they'll have it going for a while. But if you guys want to see some really kick-ass knives, a lot of butterfly knives and this, that, and the other, just all kinds of freaking cool knives, Smoky Mountain Knife Works is the place. There's other places that are cool, but they seem to have the best prices. So I don't want to make this video too long here, so I'll call it quits. Hopefully the camera picked up some of the fine details on that sword. Otherwise, man, that's why I like pawn shops. Depending on what they sell, man. Like I say, here in Arizona, they pretty much just make their money on guns. So anything else or whatever is just scratch to them. So a lot of times I can get really good deals. And I have found butterfly knives at my local pawn shop, to where sometimes they look them up, sometimes they don't, but they always try and make the price good. So I've always been really happy with the stuff I've gotten from them. So catch you guys later.